Before we begin, we would like to say that, in our opinion, what follows is not suitable for children, or for those of you who are of a Marxist or misandrist disposition.
Oh, for God's sake!
I don't like it.
Idiots!
Hello Grumpies. First of all, big shout out to my boy Clarky from the Sanctuary of Geeks for the title of this video. Check out his channel, give him a sub, and you'll even find me over there from time to time. So, woke rabies.
Yes, it's a very apt description.
When I first heard my boy Clarky use the term woke rabies, it immediately made me think of the book Woke Racism by John McWhirter, which is well worth a read if you're serious about understanding this shit. Woke rabies has spread like a Terry Nation inspired plague throughout society to the point where George Orwell's 1984 looks less like fiction and more like a fucking handbook, and the entire planet has been turned into one giant Stanford prison experiment. This plague of Marxist mentalism has infected almost everyone in any position of authority, as well as homosexual misogynists like Dr. Pooh showfucker Russell T. Gayness. The sad old queen has been at it again, making yet another self-aggrandizing, publicity-seeking, attention-getting speech at yet another meaningless awards ceremony, defending Channel 4, and by extension the BBC, from the evil Tory scum who want to privatise it and end the poll tax TV subsidy, which means we are all forced to pay for Marxist propaganda masquerading as journalism and entertainment. As a recent example, check out this piece of shit, woke jock moron Ailey Barber.
It was an historic 8-goal victory for England last night as the Lionesses secured their place in the quarter-finals, but all starting 11 players and the 5 substitutes that came onto the pitch were all white, and that does point towards a lack of diversity in the women's game.
The insinuation is, of course, that the team selectors are racist, and that diversity is a good thing in and of itself. Let's put black women in the team because they're black, and not because they're any bloody good at their job. A bit like getting promoted at the BBC if you're a lefty. So when the England women's football team have their first black female player, will she be a biological woman or a trans woman? Because as Tory leadership hopeful, the extremely shaggable Penny Mordaunt says, a trans woman is a woman.
Trans women are women.
Sorry Penny, you'd definitely get it, but you lost me there. If you have lots of melanin in your skin, it must do wonders for your self-esteem to know that you're not there on merit. You're only there because the guilty whiteys have given you a free pass. But here's the thing. Achievement in life, like being good enough to get into the first 11 for the England women's football team, means nothing without having opposition to overcome. And if you don't have to overcome anything to achieve something, like poverty or racism or prejudice of any kind, your achievement means nothing. And if you know that your achievement means nothing, that means that your victory is hollow. And that'll do wonders for your mental health. Not that the Marxists care about your mental health, you're just a useful idiot that they can use to further their toxic ideology. And these days there's no shortage of useful idiots for the Marxists to manipulate. The internet is awash with virtue-signalling, attention-seeking narcissists, inadequates with histrionic personality disorder, desperately trying to mask their low self-esteem, their jealousy, and their loneliness. These are the sorts of people who slime the comments section of your YouTube videos, desperately trying and failing to self-validate. "Oh, poor baby. Did the nasty man upset you? Well, go on then. If it makes you feel better about your lack of personality by attacking mine, then go ahead. Tell the nasty man what a nasty man he is. That'll really make a difference." Only it won't. Because the nasty man doesn't really give a fuck about his intellectual inferiors. Why should he? They're like a 2-year-old having a tantrum. That Guardianista twat Owen Jones walking off the set of Sky News, which nobody should ever let him forget.
I've had enough of this. Let me go. Sorry.
Owen,
No
genuinely, we're trying to have a civilised conversation.
I
know you're upset. You are upset,
I'm
and you're
very upset.
I'm
Very
quite
upset.
right. Everyone's upset and angry about this, but storming off a TV set.
So here's some free advice. Don't feed the trolls. They carry woke rabies, and they infect everything they touch. If they're rude to you, don't be rude back, because they'll just go crying to mummy that the nasty man is being a bully. Don't try and debate them, because they're not interested in the pros and cons. Best thing you can do is what I do. Ignore them. They hate that. Or better still, laugh at them. They really don't like that. Never trust someone who takes themselves so seriously that they can't laugh at themselves. If they criticise your YouTube content whilst not having created any content of their own, if they've got multiple fake YouTube accounts, probably one for each of their split personalities, if they're constantly trying to guilt trip you and pressure you to let them on your live stream, if they bait the hook by saying they'll help grow your channel, know this: all they're interested in is themselves. They're using you, and I can see right fucking through it. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You woke wankers are wasting your time with me. You might be able to transmit your woke rabies to someone else, but I've got intellectual immunity. I'm Jordan Peterson, you're Kathy Newman. If you pay the TV poll tax, you are funding woke wankers like Ailey Barber and Russell T. Gaines. And here's my question. If you don't agree with this shit, why are you funding it? The paedophile protecting BBC has recently seen the number of people cancelling their TV licenses increase from 1.69 to 1.96 million. Who fucking Ray? Let's see if we can get that up to 2 million by the end of the year. Remember folks, if you don't watch live TV or the BBC iPlayer, you don't need to pay the license fee. Woke rabies is the real virus that you need to worry about. If you're not careful, it'll turn you into a sheep. Don't be a sheep. Do yourself a favour. Switch off your television set and go and do something less infectious instead. Like reading a book. Until the next time, resist the Marxists, don't pay the TV poll tax, and stay grumpy.
If you're a lefty and have been affected by anything in this video,
Fuck off!